So UK drill rapper Broadday Yay is one of two men who have been charged for the murder of disgraced rock star Ian Watkins. Let's get into this madness, bro. Let's get into this straight away, then. So, tweeted today by Crime London, London and UK Street News, rapper Broadday Yay, part of SSK, has been named as one of the two who killed singer Ian Watkins in jail, as you can see here. Craziness, man. And BBC reported this as well. Rashid Goodell and Samuel Dodsworth both appeared in Leeds this morning, and Ian Watkins was killed in HMP Wakefield. If we go and look at that, if I'm not wrong, HMP Wakefield is a Category A prison, so this is where Category A is the highest category, maximum security. So your murderers, your terrorists, I think maybe rapists go there as well. But and if you look where it is just beneath the Leeds, but it's also in the city. It's also in the bang on centre of this town called Wakefield. Look at that train station, the prison, Cat A prison, right in the middle of a city. Mad, of a town even. Mad, mad, mad. But okay, so madness. And for those who don't know who Broadday Yay is, like myself, I'll keep it a stack. I only know who Broadday Yay was when he got sentenced. I'd never listened to Broadday Yay, didn't know who he was in it. So, but of course, I'm sure many others did. So we'll look into Broadday Yay quickly. Look into Broadday Yay, how he ended up where he is, and we'll also look into Ian Watkins. So first of all, let's break down who is Broadday Yay. So, from my understanding, Broadday Yay is a drill rapper from SSK, so that same area that Hurricane, CBiz, MLO, RIP, F1, all the ER man there, SSK. Um, so yeah, but from what I can see, he had a bit of motion. You get me? 81K, 155K, 100K on his own channel, by the way. So yeah, a few releases here and there. So I guess he was kind of warming up. But from what I know, he since 2023 he has been in jail for a murder. Let's find that. Here you go. So 2 years ago, Shoddiest, another rapper who was featured on, by the way, on the tracks. Shoddiest here, Broadday Yay here, and this fella with a nice haircut were all sentenced to the murder of Sven Badzak, this lad here. And it's thought to be that I think I remember briefly. I think this guy was a civilian, or he might have been affiliated loosely, though loosely affiliated. But as you can see here, he was stabbed in SS in Kilburn in 2021. University of Roehampton student had been running an errand to Waitrose after picking up a salmon and cream cheese bagel for his mother. And if you can see here, so more than a year has passed. So this remained unsolved for a year. Madness. Yeah, so for 1 year this remained unsolved, or maybe 2 years. Crazy. So that's why Broadday Yay is now in prison at category A, because obviously he's murdered someone, innit? You get me? He's a murderer, bro. So, and it seems like he's struck again. So if we look into, in fact, actually, actually, let's look into Ian Watkins, the victim, quickly, because I was having a read and this is mad. So, who is Ian Watkins, the person that recently died? So, Ian Watkins, a Welsh singer and convicted child sex offender, and he was the lead singer and frontman of rock band Lost Prophets. And I thought I did a bit of research into Lost Prophets, right? These men were very successful. Like, look at their discography here, and we'll see their charts. We'll see their charts. Look, album 44 and it's platinum. Another album 2004, number 4 in the charts. Now it's platinum on gold. You know, number one, platinum. Number three, so these man was minimum top 10 besides their first project. So he's part of a very, very successful rock band, you know what I'm saying? So, but obviously he's obviously dead now because he's in jail for being a pedo, pretty much. So let's look into what happened. So his offences and other criminal activity. So from as early as 2008, this is when this guy had been doing his funky behaviour, and he was arrested and convicted in 2013. So 5 years he was doing what he was doing. 5 years. I had a read of this earlier. I'll try and summarize it because to make it a bit more digestible. But long story short, he is so his behavior included sexual abusing children and giving them drugs. Mad. You know what I'm saying? Says here, Watkins' former bandmate said they were unaware of his conduct, so he was acting alone, so they say. And he'd been reported a few times by his ex girlfriend and a few other people to the police in 2008, 2009, but nothing was ever done. It wasn't until 2012 where the heat started cranking up. And as you can see here, he was first apprehended in relation to drugs charges. He was arrested by the Welsh law enforcement, obviously the police, but Welsh branch. Uh, he was regularly smuggling heavy class A drugs from LA. He was arrested, so obviously he first got done for drug charges. And then in 2012, December, he was charged at Cardiff magistrates for conspiracy to engage in certain activity with a 1 year old girl. 1 year old. Man assaulted 1 year old children. Oh my life. Jeez. That is disgusting, bro. And he was in possession slash distributing indecent images of children and extreme animal porn, bro. What a man doing with bestiality on your phone? What the hell? That is disgusting, bro. That is disgusting, fam. And then you can see June 2013, trials started, and by November 26th of November, the whole process came to an end because he pleaded guilty to attempted grape and essay of a child under 13, but he pled not guilty to grape. So attempted, yes. Grape, no. He also pleaded guilty to 3 counts of essay involving children, 6 counts of taking, making, or possessing indecent images of children, and 1 count of possessing an extreme pornographic image of a sex act on an animal. That is crazy, bro. When you say check his hard drive, that hard drive was, ugh, yo. And his victims included a baby boy, and he sent a message to mother of one of the victims saying, "If you belong to me, so does your baby." And maddest part, yeah, maddest part. So he had a secret hard drive that had to be um decrypted by the GCHQ. That is a special. That's one of the special services. We have the MI5 with the MI6, and we have the GCHQ. I'm sure they're based in Cheltenham, but they had to bypass his encrypted hard drive, and his password was, I'll let you lot read that. I, I, kids. How can a man's password be that? He's tapped. So, huh, disgusting. And he was sentenced to 29 years in prison. So, Ian Watkins was sentenced to 29 years in prison for sexual acts against babies, bro. Giving drugs to cocaine and meth to 1 year old babies and sexually assaulting babies, bro. This guy had multiple victims. Disgusting, bro. And he was sentenced to 29 years. And obviously, ever since then, he was imprisoned, held in custody at HMP Wakefield. Damn right. HMP Wakefield, Category A prison, and he has been there since 2013. So, funnily enough, right? So he was obviously pronounced dead as of last week, but due to a stabbing in prison, in the same prison. But this isn't the first time he was attacked in prison, you know? As you can see here, right there. I had actually opened the article. 2023, he was stabbed in prison, same prison 2 years ago. He was stabbed there whilst he was held hostage for 6 hours. So it seems, yo, these man was giving him hell, giving him hell, rightly so, dirty bastard, giving him hell. You know what I mean? Dirty bastard. So that's that's pretty much what this demon has done. Now let's tie it back into the present day, the present incident. Yeah. So now you understand who Broadday Yay is, who Ian is, and now we'll go through how things have happened in present day. So boom. So when I was on Twitter, this lady also tweeted the news of as of last week. Well, not even last week, as of 2 days ago. Where he was killed after doing a 29-year sentence. And she asked the question, how does someone get killed in a category A prison when it's supposed to be maximum security? And of course, I know that generally people that are sex offenders, they get put on a special wing. I think people call it G wing. Could be wrong. I know I might be wrong about the name of the wing, but I know that these men usually get special protection because, of course, man, you're in jail with trappers and drug dealers and violent guys. They're gonna find out you're a sex offender, bro. You're gonna have a long day. So I'm sure that these men get protected. But one user here has shared that in HMP Wakefield, they don't separate um, sex offenders from general population. It's well known that you have to have your charge sheet on you in there to prove you're not a nonce if asked. So, and this lady asked, how come they don't separate them, or is it always almost how is it always how it's been done? She said they do it on a VP wing. A drill rapper and a did it. Oh wow, that's interesting. He wasn't even popular on there. Crazy stuff. And someone says here the guards gave him the nod and accidentally left him unlocked. And that could be the case because as I shown, he was this wasn't the first time he was attacked in this prison. He was stabbed 2 years ago. And that's not probably and that's stabbed. He's probably been punched up, bare, victim of loads of stuff, and some stuff probably just didn't make it out. You know what I mean? So of course, hell was raised upon this nonce, and yeah, man. So it seems like Broadday Yay has found himself in a pickle. You know what I mean? And it's interesting, yeah. Broadday Yay is not the first drill rapper to go into jail and catch another M. Because that the same thing happened with Trills. Trills from what's his yeah, Trills from Brum. Rematch in Brumtown City, my man. Because I'm sure he went in, he wasn't even in for long. Oh, he had like a 4 or 5 year sentence. But now he caught an M in it. He caught an M. And that was very publicized. Um let me try and find it quickly because I know for sure. I'll search it on YouTube because I know Scar City. I know Scar City covered it. Yeah, murder in jail. So yeah, man. So it doesn't. So it seems like Broadday Yay isn't the first. Or obviously not the first, but you know what I'm saying. In the past 2 years, we've had two drill rappers have gone in jail and have caught another M. What's going on? You know what? Broadday Yay, he's already in for an M in it, so I understand why he probably didn't give a shit to catch another one. He's already got one, so you may as well just continue in it. And of course, it's announced, so you may as well um you know, brandish justice. You know what I'm saying? But Trills, he was in there for something that is, he would have been out in a few years, but he's only gone in jail and caught at M. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. And also, I saw an article just before I finish up. I saw an article that reported that this prison HMP Wakefield, there's been a rise in violence. Where is that? Here we go. So HMP Wakefield increased violence at this prison. The levels of violence have increased at prison in West Yorkshire, and some inmates don't feel safe enough to leave their cells, according to inspectors. They found that there's been a 62 percent rise in violent incidents and a 72% increase in serious assaults since the last inspection in 2022. There's currently 630 prisoners in there, with 148 of them being category A. So that's what, a quarter of them, really? Almost a quarter of them category A, so they're most high risk. So yeah, man, seems like this HMP prison Wakefield is a mad thing. Even here, the report found that the education skills and work provision was a major concern. The condition of the building was also criticised. Broken lifts, showers, boilers, cell call bells, um, damaged floors, and shabby wings. So it seems like, yo, these men are living in serious poverty in jail, fam. Serious poverty. But obviously, not to say that these men should be living lavish, but you gotta have a level of humanity, because at the end of the day, man are humans, and it man are humans. So, but yo, man said, huh, this jail, poor conditions, man. And bro, see, reading things like this will never make jail an attractive prospect to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Man will risk their freedom and live in conditions like this with man, with man. Man got to be in jail for years. You bare man. Only gal in there is the screws. You get what I'm saying? That is a life that is not destined for me. I know that for a fact, bro. You get me? That place is never seeing me, bro. My mom. But yo, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Quick update on obviously what's going on. Every day a new madness, man. You know what I mean? It's only last week that we got the CB news. Now we've got another rapper catching another M and being arrested in jail, man. Like as a UK content creator in the rap scene, we're eating for content, I must say. You get me? Every day there's a new story, fam. You get me? New story. I ain't complaining, fam. I ain't complaining, man. But yo, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, love, love, love.